Guys, Romie here. Yeah, so this is Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 3, Ghost of Boyfriend's Past. The episode actually starts off with Phaedra and Porsha. They go for lunch, and Phaedra fills them in on the fact that she actually had lunch with Kenya, and, no one fought. Everyone was cool. She was like, I got a different side of Kenya. Now, it seems like whatever is going on with her little boyfriend seems to be going well. They're like, little? Oh, Lord, not little. I'm like, oh, here we go with the foolery. But she's like, no, it was good. And I'm thinking, originally I was like, this is some weird-ass mess. How is it that Phaedra can be okay with Kenya, but not with her own real friend, or ex-real friend, Kandi? But then to think about it, it's because they're actually really friends. That's why they're having such a hard time reconnecting, because neither one of them are willing to just bite the bullet and say, regardless of what happened with you, I'm sorry, yes, I wasn't there for you for this, and that. But anyway, we're getting a little bit too deep with that. And Kenya was talking with Matt, and her and Matt are in the men's right now. They're just in a good spot. And Sheree talks about her relationship goals as well, because she's kind of been working it out with Bob. Not in a full-on relationship, but this is her plot line for the story. I mean, for the show, where she goes and at least tries to officially co-parent with Bob and just have a cool working relationship. Now, what happens next is crazy. So Kandi is with her crew at the candy factory. Next thing we know, including her baby's there. Next thing we know, Chris Kelly comes. For those of you who don't know, which most of us did not, because we never hear about him, that's Block's girlfriend. Who's Block? Riley's father. Yes, Chris Kelly is a Jamaican artist. I don't know, dance hall. Probably dance hall. I don't know. She could be rap. Who knows? But she's actually his girlfriend and also his artist. And so she decides to show up at the candy factory. Everyone has this look of, who is she? We don't do pop-ups. Bravo. How did you let this happen? Because that's what we know happened. Bravo's so messy. Bravo's just like, okay, she's going to be recording at this day and time. Just come through. It'll be okay. Just come through. It'll be okay. I'm like, nah. Someone has to get... Someone needs to be taught to, because this was pretty messed up. You can tell she was railroaded by this. But Kandi's issue with Block is that Block hasn't attempted to make the effort to go and have an actual relationship with Riley. Kandi's tried to set it up a couple of times, but Block has just been like, no. Chris Kelly's under the impression that Block is being railroaded by his baby mama. Kandi said, no, I actually tried to set things up, and even Riley's just like, I'm not interested in it. And of course, I never want to step in Riley's way of having a relationship with her father, but he hasn't been reaching out. He hasn't been making the effort. So Riley's just at the age now where she's just like, it is what it is. Todd's outside like, look, I can't believe this is actually happening. This is ridiculous. This cannot be real. Don Juan's like, how in the hell is this chick just gonna come and roll through, regardless of her intentions, and try to talk about, where is Block? Where is Block? And I'm like, yeah, where is Block? Carmen's thinking the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing. Like, why isn't Block doing this? Why does Block have his girlfriend go and do this? Is she doing this really of her own accord? Because sometimes that does happen, especially in certain cultures where people kind of step out. I can be honest, in the West Indian culture, this actually does happen more than you'd realize. Forget Black. In the West Indian culture, it's like, oh, if you think there's a problem, you try and go handle it even if it's not your business. That does happen. That does happen. And so when she did that, I was just like, oh God, why did you have to? No, I see where you're coming from, but don't do it. Especially if your man is, putting some things in your head, and that's why you're taking it upon yourself. This is all him doing some hypnosis on you, taking it upon yourself to go and help the situation. So Kenny's just like, I appreciate you coming here. I understand your intentions, but no, he's not really feeling the whole situation. So when Kandi comes out, everyone's just like, why was she here? I don't care who she is. Why wasn't he there? And we're all thinking, yeah, we're right. Regardless of her intentions, why wasn't he there? Or at least made the effort. Todd had this look of, look, Kandi, I understand where you're coming from, but if he wants to have a relationship with his daughter, I'm here for it. And I'm thinking, okay, I know that you're Riley's stepfather now, but Kandi is the one that has to go and really deal with this type of stuff. You're going to be there to support her, but you know it's different. He's coming from the place of he only found out about his daughter when she was a teenager. This was a man who, of course, knew about his daughter from as soon as Kandi was pregnant and made the wrong decisions in life. This is going to be a hard episode. You already know. Kenya is taking a road trip with Matt to Cincinnati because his family goes each year to have a family reunion in a different city. And I'm like, okay, this is cute. I'm like, oh Lord, 8 hours with Kenya. And you know, Kenya can be very fun. But then there's that other, you know, whiny side that will come out, especially on the road trip, which will happen to everyone after a certain point. Sheree goes to Bob's house. It's like, okay, Sheree cut his hair. Bob cut his hair. Cool. Bob's trying to get on this health kit. You show Sheree's legs. You're like, look at that, look at that. And we were all thinking, okay, cool. Sheree's just like, okay, so when's the rest of the body gonna catch up? Just like, don't worry, I have it planned out. Bob's leg looked like an arm. His leg looked like someone's like four. I was like, what the heck? But then again, he played, so does it really matter? No. But this is for Bob. He's trying to do better. He's trying to be better. At least Bob has from what I hear, a good relationship with his kids. Sheree's just like, yeah, we don't actually really talk unless with the kids. I'm like, duh, this is for the cameras. Keep it going, keep it going. And Bob wants to wiggle his way back in. Remember, Bob's just like, you know, we did hurt each other. Now, I will say, Sheree ran an amazing smear campaign on Bob. Was it warranted? I'm sure. I'm sure at least, if not anything, part of it was at least warranted. But Sheree did run one of the best smear campaigns on your ex/baby daddy that I've ever seen on TV, period. So Bob's just like, you know, maybe something could happen. Sheree's just like, okay. Because Bob's like, you know, this whole house thing, I don't think I need a standalone house anymore. Maybe I can go and just live with you. I'm just like, but, what? No. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Porsha was asking Sheree about the whole, you know, Kenya saying that your house isn't a standalone house, as in your mother, Thelma, is the one who owns the house. And Sheree's just like, no, it's actually in the trust. And I'm thinking, oh, that trust must be in your kid's name so that when the tax people come, they can't come after you direct. I got it, Sheree. Sheree, that's some rich woman talk. We respect that. Cynthia invited her family. When I say her family, I mean her mother and sister. And Lord, Cynthia acting like she was going to cook was hilarious. When Mal was just like, okay, so let's talk about Peter. She's like, we're taking this outside. Okay, Noelle, you stay inside. You stay in here. You stay in here and figure out this thing. You cooking, that'll be long enough for us to go and have a full conversation. So Mallory drops the dime that she actually had a conversation with Peter and has been having conversations with Peter. And Peter says that he misses his wife. And, you know, Cynthia feels bad. She's like, I still want a working relationship with Peter. I still want him to be in my daughter's life. It's just that I don't want to be with him. Just like, look, we understand. And I'm looking at this like, wait a minute. Mallory, your mother and yourself orchestrated a plan to hide the marriage certificate so that you guys couldn't get married, so that they couldn't get married. And now Peter's reaching out to you to vent to you and to get sympathy. What happened? See, this is where I'm like, we need more cameras because we're missing part of the situation. But yeah, I agree with Cynthia. She doesn't have to go and be. It's ideal, but it's not the reality for most people. Porsha has a conversation with Phaedra because Porsha, you know, from talking to Todd, one of her ex-boyfriends. He has a job in DC, so he's all official and whatnot. And Porsha is thinking, you know, with Todd is cool. She can see Todd being the father of her child. Phaedra's just like, oh, that's cool, because they're in the park, supposed to be exercising. I love their relationship, but I do miss Kandi and Phaedra's relationship as well. And Porsha's thinking, maybe I don't want to actually be in a full-on 100% relationship with him. He already has 2 kids. Phaedra's just like, Lord, he has 2 kids? Porsha, what are you doing? She's like, no, hear me out. I just want his little swimmers. Like, what? She just wants his little swimmers so that she can go and have the baby and raise the baby on her own. And even Phaedra's just like, now wait a minute, Porsha. I know you. No, the option to be able to at least go and possibly have kids on my own terms and not depend on some guy and be in a weird situation with the baby daddy or break up. And we're all thinking, Porsha, don't rush this, because this sounds like she feels like her clock is ticking. She's trying to rush things along. It's like, forget the man, I just want the baby. We know Porsha's personality. Porsha isn't just going to be content with having a guy, having a baby, which she shouldn't have to be. And that's the whole point. Now, we finally get to Cincinnati, and Kenya, you know, she's with the family. Apparently, they went down to just have a little meet and greet before Kenya gets introduced to the full family. And Kenya thought that she was going to have issues with Matt's mom, only because normally you have to get through the mom. No, Matt's mom was pretty open. Her father, his father, of course, is cool. Now, Allison, which is his sister, had this look of, why the hell are you here? Why are you here? What are you doing here? Because Allison was like, you know, aren't you a cougar? You know, what are your intentions for my brother? How do you feel about my brother? All those things. And Kenya, of course, she held her own in that conversation, which I'm glad that she didn't overreact. But Kenya knows how to handle herself when she wants to handle herself correctly for, you know, she's good with people that she doesn't have a problem with. It's the people who she's like, she knows that she can get away with being a little nice nasty to, but she knows she can't be nice nasty to Matt's sister or the rest of his family, especially their first interaction. The mom's just like, look, you know, sometimes you don't need to go and say everything that's on your mind, meaning that for my son's purposes, I love my son, you're not going to go and badmouth him in front of me or in front of our family, but we understand that he's not perfect. But again, you're not going to go and just say whatever you want at any time, because we are allowed to feel however we want to feel and even defend him if we need to defend him. The sister initially just had no parts of Kenya, wasn't sure if this whole relationship was even real. Porsha invites Todd, which is her ex-boyfriend, potentially new boyfriend, and she's just like, you know, Todd, it was funny though, when Porsha was talking about Todd, she was trying to figure out what age they were when they were originally together, and she was like 21, 22, 24, oh, in my 20s, and I'm thinking, bravo, you're a little messy for that, because you know that if it was anyone else, she probably would have edited that part out. Stop it. Now, they went to this like kickboxing defense type of class, and I don't think Todd was ready. Todd was just like, you know, I work out, but I don't do this type of workout. Porsha was getting that leg up. She's like, oh. I was like, oh. I guess Porsha won't have to worry about any man in her future relationships trying to do any type of on her. Porsha is ready. She is ready. And because what we found out is, of course, her sister recently had her baby. So I'm sure that was part of why the baby clock started ticking really bad for Porsha, because her sister is younger than her. And she was talking to Todd. She told Todd about her situation and how she wants a baby, and ideally with him. Just like, wait, what? Yeah, just not him being the father. It's like co-parent from afar. I wouldn't expect much from you. He's like, no, I'm not going to do something like that. I would think a man with 2 kids and he's actively in his kids' lives wouldn't want a setup like that. So I'm surprised that Porsha would even think to go and ask him to do something like that. That's the thing that didn't make sense to me. I'm looking at her like, damn, Porsha, you really want kids? So he was just like, no, I want more for you. I actually want you to be in a happy relationship, or happy enough to where you feel comfortable enough to have a child, versus you going and trying to, and while he was saying all this, you heard the late 90s R&B music playing. I was like, oh, Porsha's feeling this. She's just like, Todd, what are you saying? What are you saying? I saw that look in her eye. I saw it. I know you guys saw it too. Oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you for my new, for all of my subscribers, my new subscribers, everyone. Quick tidbit, I actually really started my channel around this time last year. Of course, I had a YouTube general channel for years, but started posting videos, and we're officially over the 2,000 subscriber mark. So shout out to all of us. I just wanted to put that out there as well. Now, Kenya is having a good time at of course, Matt's full family gets together, and Matt's sister, you know, Allison, just wanted to talk to Kenya separately and let Kenya know. Here's the thing, Matt would go and tell us certain things about what's going on in the relationship, and so that's why I was grilling you on, you know, it sounds like what Kenya wants, what Kenya wants, what Kenya wants. That's why I was like, okay, so what about my brother? Because, of course, I want to make sure my brother is taken care of and looked after and all of that, and that's the only reason why I was going at you. And, Kenya, because originally she wasn't saying it the way how I said it. She was definitely saying it in a more aggressive way, and alpha male. And Kenya, again, because it was Matt's sister, she was respectful and just took it. She just ate it. She just ate it. She was like, you know, because I'm older, I am not here to waste time. If I didn't feel like I didn't like Matt or his family, or felt like we could have a real future together, I wouldn't be entertaining this. I'm not just looking for a young chippy to appease me for a couple of years and then that's it. I'm looking for someone who I could potentially be with. And he was just like, okay, alright, I respect that. And it's like, I love your brother, and I know maybe what happened in the past hasn't, but then again, Kenya never really badmouthed Matt, period. It was only the beginning of the season where her and Matt had that falling out. Aside from that, there was never, Kenya was always kind of the one, you know, praising Matt. So when Matt came over just to check in to make sure, he's like, I know how my sister is, I need to go over there. This is like, no, everything's actually good. This is like, yeah, everything's great. It's like, oh, okay. Kenya goes over to Matt's mom. It's just like, you know, I really love and appreciate Matt and you guys, because I really feel like here I have a family, even though, of course, I haven't met you guys for long. And you know, that's what Kenya wants. It's just like with the Kandi thing. Kandi loves Kim, but he loves the fact that she has a family. And so I'm sure that's what's really anchoring his love even more for her and for his children, that they have a family unit. Because that's what Kanye wants, and Kanye needs to stop with the mess that's going on. Less is more sometimes with him, well, especially with him verbally, if it's not music. But Kenya let it be known, you know, I really appreciate this whole family thing. We know that because Kenya's personal family life isn't too hot. Borderline non-existent on the other side of her family. So it is what it is. I'm glad that Kenya, you know, is getting that family aspect from Matt. So, and of course, his mom's so ecstatic. So it's like, I have a daughter-in-law. Now, why did Sheree go and bring out Kandi to that, what was that, CrossFit training thing? Because Sheree is a certified trainer. So I'm like, Sheree, stop it. Stop it. Like, I'm glad that you're helping Kandi out. Kandi looks good. Kandi looks good. Because Kandi was wearing yellow. She wasn't wearing a slim color. She was wearing like a lime-ish color. And I was just like, oh, look at Kandi. Now, of course, they have conversations about Sheree is with Bob. And, you know, they're trying to work it out. As they know, it's been rocky for years. But they're trying to see if they can at least figure something out. And then Kandi talks about her situation, and she was like, Sheree, you know me for how long? 8 years. Yeah, and in that 8 years time, have I ever mentioned Riley's baby? No, I didn't even think that he's in the picture. Exactly, because he's not. So, I don't know why his girlfriend, you know, Chris Kelly, came to the candy factory. Sheree was like, no one comes to, what? She did, oh, you must have whooped that. I was like, no, because I guess I get where she's coming from. I don't know if he put it in her mind or not. What I will say is, I didn't appreciate it too much because of the fact that he hasn't been making the effort. He's been borderline making it seem like I've been keeping her away, that we've been pulling back. Yeah, because you weren't there. You weren't there. You haven't truly made the effort. And the times, a couple of times when you did, you reneged. So it is what it is. I had to do what's best for her, and it may not be having her father in her life the way that I would have hoped that it would have meant. And Chris and Block is talking to Lena, which is Kandis friend, and Lena is trying to defend her girl like, look, I know her, and what have you done wrong? Because you couldn't have been perfect. It's like, yeah, I wasn't there as much, but, you know, they should be reaching out to me. I'm thinking, you entitled misogynistic male. They should be reaching out to you. I understand you feel a certain way because you're trying to take it out on them and say, no, they should have been the ones to be there for me. Not be there for me, but try to make it easier for me, because that's what you're really saying. They should have made it easy for me and constantly call and reach out to me so that I would feel like I'd be more welcome. You're the father. You're the parent. Well, no, you're the father. You're the father. And as the father, you're supposed to be making the effort. Like, if it was, like, for example, Kenya shouldn't be doing all that for her mother to get her mother's affection. Her mother should be the one to be like, I'm sorry, let's work this out. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. So, it's all messed up. And Kandi's crying because it's like, it's not me. It really isn't me. I'm like, no, we know it's not you. And your friend, now I'm like, damn, Bravo. Bravo's messy this season. I feel like they're just hiring people extra to, you know, jumpstart the show. And the original cast doesn't even know about it because Kandi was thrown off by that. And now her baby, Block is going to be filming, and Block's girlfriend was like, oh no. That's just like how Phaedra's, you know, ex, Apollo, her ex-husband, his fiance is going to be on the show. So I'm looking at this like, is this really life right now? Is this what we have to do in season 9 to get the show going again? Alright. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, congratulations! We're at over 2,000.